Welcome back to Sonic Lost World 3DS. So now we're doing Silent Forest, aka, the Forest Zone.
Well, yes, Forest Zone.
In fact, actually, I don't think I've talked about much about it until this point, so I'll bring it up after this cutscene, actually.
We're watching a cutscene of a character's watching a cutscene.
Well, yeah, okay. Actually, never mind, you're right. Okay, see, that's actually another issue I had with both Sonic Lost World games. I don't care for the level tropes themselves. They're so, like, I mean, one of the cool things about Sonic is that there has these such creative level tropes, like city-themed, cave themed, all this. Like, there's very unique level tropes that the series has.
We did have a cave level trope in Lost World.
Well, okay, sure, you're right. Okay, let me put this out. Like,
and there's ruins like in Sonic 1, and Sonic has had lava ones before, and Sonic has had desert ones before, and of course Sonic has done snow levels before.
Okay, Jova, can I please finish, please?
Star's pulling the debts there.
Okay, see, here's the thing. Yes, it is what Jova just said is true, but it also has to do with the way the aesthetics and the overall art direction works. Because, like, for example, like, look, like you yourself said, well, how about how you don't like the unleashed humans? Like, I'm kind of in the same boat, except for the overall aesthetics of the zones in this game, in the sense that I find them too cartoony. Like, because if you go back to the original if you go back to the original classic games, they weren't as cartoony as a game like this would have you believe. No, not really. The Chemical Plant Zone is in no way a cartoonish level trope. The city looks fairly realistic for the time. Again, for the time that the game was made, obviously. And when you take a look at Speed Highway, that zone feels like a spiritual successor to something like Chemical Plant. You know what I mean?
I feel like Speed Highway is definitely one of the pinnacle examples of how to do a Sonic level. Like, you have some realistic stuff, but you still make sure it's a wacky version. And as Sonic Generations confirmed, yes, cars do in fact drive on that highway. Somehow.
Okay, this is the Rock Wisp. What is this? It's literally the stone mushroom from Galaxy 2. I'm not kidding, it works exactly the same way. So
you needed to traverse around the sticky areas in here.
Question, Deji, have you actually played this game?
Nope.
Okay, basically, you play Galaxy 2 though, so you already know how this wisp works. It works like the stone mushroom, basically. Yeah, that being said, to be fair, I don't have any particular problem with the way the Stone Wisp controls. It controls pretty much exactly like you'd expect, to be honest with you. I don't have a particular problem with the way it controls. It's more so that the level design doesn't do that much with it. It's mostly just taking down these walls, and that's basically it. I mean, there's also switches you have to press with it. But that's about it. Like, I feel like the Stone Mushroom levels in Galaxy 2 made better use of this concept. Like, I feel like it's interesting because this game has as we've seen in the previous part, this game has a noticeable habit of not knowing when to apply restraint. And yet with this gimmick, which is fine, they decide to restrain themselves. It's weird. It's like they don't know when to apply restraint or not. But whatever. What was I? No, actually, I think I was done.
You have to tilt your controller with this, or you can just...
Oh, yeah, that's true. that is one...
Yeah, so that's why I'm like... Oh my god, I can climb out walls like Spider-Man.
Okay, that is true. Yes, in order to... Also, but come on, guys, you really have to put one of those kill more enemies things on that thing? Come on. Again, I didn't like this even in Rush. I don't like it when a Sonic game blocks me, kill the X number of enemies to advance. Like, I mean...
And now you know why I don't like heroes.
Well, yeah, but okay, okay. Yes, that is true. The Stone Wisp is controlled with the gyro. That being said, to be fair, the gyro controls in this actually work pretty fine. I don't have a particular issue with the gyro controls in this game. In this level, sorry. The rest of the game I do. Okay. But the gyro controls, based on my experience with the original 3DS, and even using this hack that I'm using where I use the Switch Pro controller, it works fine. Like, it's not... would I have preferred the controls the Circle Pad Pro? Yes. That being said, I'm okay with this. It works fine. It works.
To be fair to the game, I'll admit the only time I legit hated the gyro was with the special stages. Everything else is, I'd say, fine enough for the gyro. Yes, even the boss fight that involves Gyro.
Unlike with this one, it's just a matter of tilting. And guess what? Guess what? When you tilt right, the thing goes right. When you tilt left, the thing goes left. You see, Dimps, I would have appreciated the special stages gyro controls be programmed like this, in a way that makes sense. Just saying, because like I said, a lot of times in the special stages, when you want to turn right, it's not that simple. A lot of times you have to do a 360 degrees to the right instead of just tilting to the right, and it's so awkward. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
How goes the mind what they were thinking with those special stages?
The gimmick of this level, as you can see, is going through those flowers, and eventually get to unlock the final flower that takes you to the capsule. And there's clouds occasionally. Alright, so we have all these teleporters, and we have to unlock that one by pressing one switch. So let's look for a switch.
Twist. Sonic himself is the switch.
No. He's the Iblis trigger dude.
Fuck.
Nah. Remember, Joe, that Iblis doesn't exist now.
Okay, that being said, the controls work fine. That being said, here's a little tip. Whenever you activate the Snoops, make sure your 3DS is straight, in a straight, wrapped position, pointing up, and with the screen in front of your face. Because if you have your 3DS held in any other way, the Wisp will take that angle and just veer off the beaten path. So keep that in mind. Again, it's one of those things where, okay, see, this is the big problem with the gyro controls to me. A lot of times the gyro controls in this game don't feel like they were done because they had an interesting idea that could only be achieved with gyro controls. No, it felt like they just did it because they could. Because pretty much everything in this game that is done with gyro could be perfectly done with the Circle Path Pro with no issues, and pretty much almost everybody will agree would be a better choice. So it really is one of those cases.
The novelty of it, really.
Like it really is a case of they did it because they could, or maybe it was part of the partnership with Nintendo where they wanted the game to take advantage of the 3DS's capabilities or something. I don't know. It can go either way. Anyway, let's kill more enemies. There you go. Yeah, as you can see, basically, this is basically the level, really. And again, it boils down to the other main problem of the game. Yeah, like, as you can see, the level is already starting to repeat itself, and yeah, that's like Johnny said, that's the big problem with this game. The levels start to get longer and longer, and they really overstay their welcome because
wasn't he talking about just the Wii U version?
He said that specifically of the Wii U sorry, the 3DS version. No, I'm the one confused. He reviewed both versions in the same video back in 2013.
I mean, the Wii U version has some issues, but no, the levels never really do feel like they're going on too long in that version. They feel relatively fine enough. No, it's the 3DS version where they can feel like they've taken it.
It's interesting.
I mean, that's kind of a weird thing, having these really long levels with a handheld game.
Yeah, it depends on
give people something to do on the time here and there, and you know what? I can get it here and there. And you know, maybe if they packed enough fun stuff to do, it would be fine.
I think the idea, Joe.
The problem was the execution.
I think the problem, Joe, is that brings some in the sense that yes, of course, it's a good idea to have a lot of content in the game. Problem is, these levels are long and also required. I feel like if they divided some of these long level sections into optional stages, something like what Forces does, and make the main levels tighter and shorter. That way, the player can spend more time if he wants to. But all of the content in this game is obligatory. There's no optional stuff, and I feel like mixing up some of these level segments into optional levels would have made the game better for handheld purposes.
Even if they don't want to make them optional, I definitely agree with the idea of dividing them up into chunks here and there.
Yeah, as you can see,
make them more manageable.
Yeah, as you can see, the more I try the special stage, the less enthused I get. I'm just so... no, thank you. Goodbye.
I thought you were about to say the worse you got at it.
That, well, like Shiro said the previous time, the last time I tried this, I made a very genuine, smooth run, and I still lost because, as you yourself said, Jova, there should be more time on the counter for that special stage. Alright, and now for Zone 2, we have an entire level on rails. This is something that I don't even care for in Sonic Heroes. I don't typically care for Sonic levels that are entirely on rails, and as in grind rails. That's what I mean. Sorry.
I played Sonic Heroes years ago. I mean, granted it was a PS2 version.
Oh, you poor fool.
And I actually remember, at least when I was younger, really enjoyed Rail Canyon.
Sure.
Yeah, I liked Rail Canyon and Bullet Station.
I prefer Sonic levels when they have more footing.
As we know, Sonic Heroes killed your parents.
Yes, basically, audience.
They have a response, but
Sonic Heroes
it's not
Fist
the time.
and Deji cereal.
Basically, Sonic Heroes poisoned Deji's water supply, burned his crops, and condemned the plague onto his house.
You said honestly, Deji. If you had actually played this game, you would definitely hate it way more than Heroes. I can tell you that.
Okay. I'm gonna quote something you say all the time.
Sure.
Just because this is worse doesn't automatically make the other
yes,
better.
that is true. That being said, I will say that Frozen Factory Zone 3 in this game is worse than anything Heroes has. Way worse.
I'm gonna say that's not saying much considering what franchise we're talking about, and Shadow exists as well.
It's like I said before with the special stages. Hate the execution all you want. I'm not a big fan of it myself. But at least in Heroes, it was just a simple objective: chase the emerald.
Yeah,
the special stages. And even then, you can play a better version of that in the 3DS
You're doing a
version.
yoga session for the special stages.
Of Generation.
Sure.
But in this one, you have to tie your arms in a knot.
Yeah, the only real problem with what ruined those special stages was the controls. If they actually made the controls work better, like you said, Generations for the S, then those special stages would have been just fine. But I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to side with Johnny on the one. The goddamn controls in those special stages. And for the record, no, I haven't. I played the GameCube version, not the PS2 version. Before anyone asks. So.
Don't get me wrong, Michael. Even as somebody who really does like Heroes, even I agree that those special stages are garbage.
It's just like the controls. Okay, it's. I'm sorry. It drives me angry.
Here's the problem, seriously, when you're like running straight along the pipe in the special stages, you're fine. It's as soon as you try to go to the side or upside down when things start to get incredibly herky-jerky.
Unfortunately, you have to do that.
Yeah.
It's just
that is the main problem.
It's one of those cases where I'm gonna have to completely 100% side with Johnny's review. Like, Sonic Heroes is a game that I really, really want to love, but the controls in that game really, really weigh it down for me. If the controls were tighter, oh man. Oh well.
Heroes is a game that I do enjoy, but you know what?
Honestly, Dwibs, I kind of prefer the way Shadow controls, to be honest with you, than over Heroes.
Really?
Well, no, wait, actually,
moves like he's on ice.
Wait, Pedro. Shadow has better grind rail controls.
That too,
Heroes.
Definitely.
But overall controls,
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that Shadow doesn't have control issues. It does. I'm just saying that maybe it's just because the levels don't demand speed as much as the Heroes levels do. But I genuinely can handle Shadow fine enough.
There are a lot of chase levels in Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'm relatively fine with those as long as they work fine enough.
Not to mention, you have to put up with those controls of like those really long levels where you have to try and find every single creature.
So yeah. Anyway, actually, no. It turns out this level is not entirely just grind rails.
Well,
Why don't we just say your mileage may vary, because that's what this seems like.
Yeah.
So who's recording Heroes?
It's mostly because I think it's Jova.
Either me or Shiroi or Yeah,
No, actually, let's Gyro do it, because I wasn't
I have
sure.
the PS2 version.
Emulate.
That's okay. There's a PC version.
Okay.
Yeah, you can emulate the game. You have a powerful PC.
Is Sonic Heroes downloadable on Xbox?
No, the Xbox version has never been re-released. Well, that's the thing, Dibs. Both the PS2 and Xbox.
Doesn't re-release anything 3D Sonic that's an adventure.
No. They re-released Lost World.
No, but that's the thing.
And colors.
Okay. To be fair,
Worse.
both Xbox and PS2 versions of Sonic Heroes are capped at 30, so it's not like that's a good version to re-release anyway. I would rather have either the PC version or the GameCube version. So.
Yeah, the GameCube version, the baby of the bunch.
I mean, from what I've heard, the PC version is fine too. I mean, I haven't actually tried it myself.
The general consensus being that the GameCube version is the de facto best version, which includes all the lines as well too.
I'll have to. I haven't actually tried the PC version
It's
myself.
either GameCube or Xbox.
No, yeah, no. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, despite the Xbox being the most powerful console of its generation, for whatever reason, they still capped it at 30 for the Heroes. Like, I'm guessing the Xbox and PS2 ports were rushed. I don't know.
I mean, one thing that kind of amazed me about Sonic games is that they were releasing Sonic games on the PS2 as late as 2008.
One problem that I do.
So, if I can give this level some credit, I actually am fine with the level design of this level. It seems like it does actually complement quick thinking and, thinking fast on your feet, as well as also having relatively fine stuff here and there.
My only real problem is that, like I said before, I typically prefer Sonic levels when there's more. I don't care much for Sonic levels that feel like you're just walking on platforms over a bottomless pit, or in this case, grind rails over a bottomless pit. Make a more a more properly structured environment that I'm exploring. I feel like this level is a bit too bottomless pity for my tastes.
And then they make a Sonic game that has no bottomless pits at all.
I'm fine with that personally. I mean, okay. I guess, okay. How about this? When I think bottomless pits, I think something like what's right there below us, as you can see right there. Might as well show. I think this is where I show off the super guide. Okay, so. As part of the, I'm guessing, probably as part of the partnership with Nintendo suggested to implement what was at the time something that Nintendo was doing with their games, which is the Super Guide thing, or the Super Kong thing in Donkey Kong Country Returns. Basically, if you lose a lot of lives, this little flying ship thing will appear so that you can basically fly through the level.
Root forever, get this out of our games.
You know what's interesting? If these kinds of features are much more widely accepted today than they were back in the early 2010s. Back in the early 2010s, a lot of people didn't like how Nintendo kept putting Super Guide stuff on their games, but nowadays people are much more okay with this thing. So I guess
that's because people took that long to realize that you don't have to use them.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not defending it. I guess it's because it plays it for yourself, and people feel like that's pretty much insulting. They can just like why does the game have to play it where you can just watch the game on YouTube?
Well, don't use it then.
I mean, obviously, that's the obvious answer, but it's like it's optional.
Okay. Here's the
gamers take things way too seriously at times.
Okay, here's the thing about that particular thing.
Say that as we discussed.
Here's the thing about. Oh look, the fucking. Here's one improvement from the Wii U version. The fucking explosive carts don't kill me in one hit, even if I have rings. I'm sorry, but to me,
it's just one level, Pedro.
I know, but I'm sorry. In a Sonic game, I should be able to survive a bomb, an explosion, as long as I have rings. That's how Sonic works.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. That level, that section is still BS. I was like, that level is as bad as everyone. No, what? That level was bad. Like everyone kept hyping it up.
My bad.
It was like, yeah, this is fine.
My problem is that. No, I'm sorry. Unless I'm being crushed by something, if I have rings, I should survive. That's a pillar of Sonic game design. That's like the very core. That's the one big mechanic that is common throughout the entirety of this franchise, and to just break that rule on this one option.
Wait, Pedro, have you played Advanced 2 by any chance?
Yes, and guess what? I hit it there too.
Okay, I was gonna say.
He's not very keen on that game.
What game are you referring to?
Advanced 2. Remember,
Giant stupid hand boss.
I hate it. No, trust me, and trust me. I hate that boss for the exact same reasons. See, it's just okay. Okay, one cool thing that this version also has is that the Lightning Wisp has its own unique grind rails. I actually wouldn't mind if they had put this on the console version. I actually like this Wisp. I actually like it better than the Eagle Wisp, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's nice. Its color isn't as good as the
and I like it, and I like its tune as well as the Stone Wisp too, and I also like that. All right, moving on. I think we're basically done here. Yes, we are.
There we go. But yeah, honestly, fine level.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better ones, definitely. Although there's still shenanigans afoot.
And again, though, unfortunately, I'll admit, now that I'm able to look back on this and reflect better, yeah, these levels are better. It's just that ever since I went through stage 4, sorry, what?
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like me and Joe have said before. That Frozen Factory Zone 3 level is so it's like I said, the worst Sonic level ever made. That level single-handedly is capable of ruining this entire game for you. It's that bad.
Let me put it this, now that I'm able to look back on this, I can acknowledge that, hey, some of these levels were actually pretty good. It's just that when you're playing it and you've gone through that god-awful stage, it's just...
It's like the horrible impression of that level never truly leaves. It really is that horrible. It really is.
So is this the bit where Tails gets turned into a ball?
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so this is cool. So you may remember how in our original commentary we mentioned how this tune is played with accordion. Well, here it is, but now it's got literal Bayou drums added too. It's literally the Midnight Bayou remix as mentioned in the album.
Yeah.
Yes, the 3DS version adds a nice drum roll to it, and I really do love it. And also ups the tempo too.
Yeah, the usual joke that I like to make with this level is, with guest composer Tomohito Nishihira.
Wait, hold on. So it's Sonic with Layton music, and we have, for the boss of this level, being played by Sam Rigo. It's perfect.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Does the hub world music, the piano rendition of the Lost World theme, does anyone else get Peanuts vibes from that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I guess.
It's the great Sonic the Hedgehog's Charlie Brown.
Alright.
But yeah,
hey, Charlie Brown met Spider-Man.
Alright, let's...
for you, son.
Okay, now you got me wanting a Sonic game where he swings about like Spider-Man.
Yeah, and guess what? That's probably gonna be Sonic Frontiers.
Why would he swing around like Spider-Man?
I don't know, because of grapple hook, they'll probably give him one.
Or I don't know, or maybe he'll get like a new power from like I don't know, an ancient relic or something where he can fly. Okay, to make sure. Okay, what I do if that was the case, to make sure that we're still running about because Sonic. We'd have it so that you can't use it all the time.
Yeah.
It has like a limit or something. It's like the boots. You can't use it all the time, and you have a limit on it. And to refill it, I'm not sure about either rings or just picking up like something like the Wisps.
Yeah, basically.
I will say Oh, sorry, go on.
It's like Johnny it's like Johnny and me always say. When you have a new gameplay or new character in Sonic, obviously said gameplay style or character need to have their own gimmick to give them their own identity, but speed needs to go along with that gimmick because speed is the theme of the series. which is why people tend to be harsh on Silver's gameplay because it's slow. Go on.
Oh god.
No, it's also bad.
Well, that goes without saying. Go on.
Again, I also do dig how speeding up the music of this level does also emphasize the faster pace of this. Whereas in the Wii U version, it does have its good sense of speed, yes, but there's also this emphasis on stealth, which is also in this version. But yeah, this one does feel nice and speedy here and there.
I actually prefer this owl level over the console high level personally. Console owl level because the stealth is more forgiving and there's not as much of it. Because personally,
the stealth in the Wii U version,
no, I'm not saying that I did. I'm just saying that it's just that I don't care for stealth in my Sonic game personally.
We could call this part Pedro doesn't care for Blank and Sonic.
Well, look at it this way. It's kind of like how I actually don't mind the Unleashed Humans, but Jove has made it very clear in our commentary that he doesn't care for them. So.
Yeah, I don't let it ruin the game for.
Oh no! I never said. I never said it does. It's just that you made your very clear point that you far prefer the Adventure 1 humans.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really mind that much how the humans are designed. My thing isn't design; it's execution. I mean, yeah, the humans in Unleashed did look a bit odd, but in terms of design, I mean, at least they look how they're supposed to look. Whereas the ones in 06, even by early standards of that generation, I just think they look bad.
They do.
The ones
What
in
does that have to do with my point, though?
next to the Sonic
I'm
characters.
just giving my own opinion on humans in Sonic.
Yes,
I
sure.
feel like if you're going to add humans in Sonic, give their designs, make them look like Knight's characters.
Yeah. Well,
Knight's
well,
characters?
well, that's the thing.
Humans in Knight.
Well, that's the thing, Dej. The human. Sorry.
Okay. So in that case, like I said, like
Adventure
how
1.
looked in Adventure.
Yeah, Adventure 1's humans pretty much look exact. Remember, Deji, Adventure 1 was the last Sonic game where Oshima worked on, and
unfortunately, I don't remember. I can't give an opinion on designs because they're too blocky, so I can't really pay attention to it that much. But I'm looking at the artwork for Balan Wonderworld.
No. The humans in Knights do
let him
not look like the
finish.
humans in Balan Wonderworld.
No, they have the Knight style to it.
No,
Not really.
The humans in Knights do not look like that.
the humans in Knights
Have
look
you played Knights?
realistically proportioned, whereas the humans in Balan Wonderworld look clearly stylized. Which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that because Balan is its own thing, so it can choose its own art direction if it wants.
Honestly, I can kind of get why Knights did that, though. It's to emphasize that, the humans' realistic portions are literally going into a dream world where everything's wonky and weird like that.
It also is important to remember. Go on.
Which is sort of why I do prefer humans looking more anime-esque in that sense. Like, it does also give a good sense that Sonic and his friends are somewhat otherworldly, but can fit in with the world here and there.
I prefer it if they just did what Archie does, like have a mixture of humans and animals, like this weird wacky world.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for with how Adventure does it.
Yeah, well, like it's abundantly clear that when Kawamura came up with the art direction for Unleashed, specifically for the humans, she was definitely aping the Pixar art style.
When I said Pedro I feel like the Unleashed humans look appropriate for the world of Sonic.
I think let me put it this way. I think Jova has a point where it can work fine if they make them anime-esque, not like, of course, not realistic anime, more like a bit of stylized, kind of like the Man of the Year short. You guys saw the Man of the Year short, right?
Yes.
Okay, like you can make the humans look. You can make the humans look like that, and that works just fine. Go on.
Let me put it like this. Part of the issue I have with the humans is like, well, it felt like they were overcompensating and just going in the exact opposite direction of 06, which, don't get me wrong, I get wanting to move away from what 06 was doing, but they went from one extreme to the other, and I don't.
That's a sad problem with Sonic Team. They don't seem to understand nuance. Like, you don't have to go from one extreme to the other. There is such a thing as a middle ground. But anyway, actually, I want to bring out something about the game.
Why don't you listen to his world? Well, compromise doesn't exist.
Exactly, what Deji said. But anyway, one thing that I would also like to say that I actually do prefer in this version over the console version is definitely the spin dash. Because the spin dash, not that I have necessarily a problem with the spin dash in the console version, it's just that the spin dash in this game works pretty much like it did in the classics. It's very momentum based, meaning if I use the spin dash, I can literally use the momentum given to me by the spin dash by making huge jumps like I would in the classics. In the console version, the spin dash is a bit more nerfed, and I can't do that sort of thing. And I kind of wish the spin dash would have worked exactly like it does in this version. Go on.
Oh. Right. Should mention as it just happened. If Yellow just catch you, instead of you dying, instead he moves around the platforms to make your progression a bit tougher.
This is what I was saying, Jova. This is what I like. See, now this is much more like it to me. Yes, penalize me, but don't immediately kill me just because I got caught. You know, like just punish me in some.
That's what you meant by it being more forgiving. Okay.
Exactly. Like because I feel like because one of the big problems I have with the console version is that it's way too trigger happy with instant death things. You know?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
It like
for as much as I do like it, yes, the penchant for instant death is there. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the death animations are cool and all, but damn!
It really is one of those cases where it just feels like. I guess it's just like you usually say, Joe. I guess an hybrid of both versions would be ideal.
Yeah.
Or just rip off Malin and just copy that art. So.
No.
Well, wait. As many problems as that game has, and we've talked about to death, I feel like the art direction was not one of them.
Yeah, but I don't think the art direction would be best for Sonic.
No, I agree. Like, what works
or Billy Hatcher, make the humans.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Like Oshima was clearly going for a different thing with Balan, not so much what he usually did back in the day when he was.
Billy Hatcher, but I'm still going to say the best thing would be basically an HD version of what Adventure was going.
If I mentioned
done
that,
right.
Yeah, and once again, I have to voice this problem. This level goes on for way longer than it needs to. Like,
it goes on and on and on.
It goes on and on and on.
It's a fire flame constricting pain. I forgot the rest of the lyrics.
Alright, this bit here. This bit can be a bit annoying. You have to basically use the parkour to get up there, but you have to be very quick with your timing. You have to jump right before you hit the wall, but just high enough so that you can make the jump. So it can be like you really need some really quick timing with on your hands here. Let me just try again.
I wonder if you're supposed to let him see you at that point so he drops a block that helps you?
Yeah, he already saw me, Joe. I think he already did everything he could do, yeah.
Are you activating the cheat code?
No. He hasn't done the buzzing. Like, well, when he sees you, you see those squiggly lines around him that show that he's followed you.
Wait, so I have to get caught? But isn't this...
No. I don't know if you have to get caught. That was just me.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I don't know what to tell you.
In most cases, I'm certain about this stuff. This case, I'm not certain.
For obvious reasons, audience, we don't play this version very much.
I've never played this version at all.
Yeah, me and Dwibs are smart.
We live in blissful ignorance.
There are some good. There are some like me and Joe said. Dwibs. There are some nuggets of goodness here and there, and some things are even better than the console version. But it's not worth it for Frozen Factory. Frozen Factory at Zone 3 really is a deal breaker. It really is.
Oh, is this Borg Tales?
Also, yes, Dad, you're totally smart because you were somehow able to predict the future when we had no idea this game would turn out.
I mean, you could wait till reviews and impressions came out.
Well, gee, how dare you go ahead and just play a game right there and then? You are so stupid for that.
Exactly. Well, Jova, I'm glad that you admit it.
All right. All right, ladies, you're both beautiful.
Maybe.
Yeah, but who's the hottest?
Hey,
I didn't know you were that vain.
Deadly Six. Maybe this was one of Sonic's earlier rejected designs.
That being said, yes, great. Now we have an entire boss battle centered around gyro controls. And guess what? Just like in the special stages, you have to turn around and around and around. Yay!
I mean, at least it works properly, unlike in the special stages. But yeah, seriously, a boss on Gyro we did not need.
Yes, like Jova said, yes, this works. This still works better than the special stages, but it really is annoying how this game is so fixated on gyro controls. Again, it really feels like they did it just because they could, and not because this can literally be done with the Circle Path Pro. There's no reason for this. All it does is make things more inconvenient.
I'll admit, sometimes even with Mario, I don't care for when they put in gyro here and there, but yeah, it's definitely apparent here.
Oh sure, like I personally don't mind the ball levels in the Galaxy games, but yeah, that is true. They could have easily been done with the analog stick. Yeah, I used the multi-charge multi-reticle homing attack, or how it's called, to drain all his life, but apparently the way this boss works is the boss is programmed so that you cannot defeat it in just one go. You have to do this thing at least twice before the boss can be defeated, it seems, because as you can see, I drained the boss of all its life, and yet, yeah, I don't even... There you go, see? Okay, couldn't you just, okay, if I'm good enough, if I'm good enough to defeat the boss in one go, why not let me? That would be a nice way, if you're good enough, you can actually beat the boss in one go. That's a nice way of rewarding the player for mastering the controls. I mean, why force the player to do...
Oh my god, I just realized what this is based off of. This is the King K. Rool this is the K. Rool fight in DK64.
Honestly, I liked it better in that game, to be honest with you.
No, when the cardboard cut.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go, you beat him.
Moving on.
Alright, everybody.
On to the next stage.
In the next part. See you then.
See ya.
Bye.